Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the FTD Virtual Design Show titled The Art of Customer Service, featuring Jacob McCall, AIFD. As a quick housekeeping note, Jacob will be taking questions during the session. If you have a question, simply type it in the question box on the upper right side of your screen. Okay, let's get started. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you, Janet. Hope everyone's great today. I'm Jacob McCall, FTD Education Consultant with FTD. And I'm here today at the Sugar Shop in Perry, Florida. This is my hometown, and this is my best friend's clothing boutique. And I think it's beautiful to do these live videos with you in unique places. We just experienced one of the worst natural disasters in the country. We were hit by Hurricane Idalia, and I wanted to feature some beautiful boutiques here in downtown Perry. So a little while, I'm going to introduce Heather, who owns this beautiful shop, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about how she goes about with customer service. There's going to be some unique things that we're going to talk about today. First off, I want to show a couple of arrangements that I've created to make things unique. You know, whenever we're in our florist, something that keeps customers coming back is uniqueness. And the unique arrangements that we create, we're all artists as florists, and we want to make the customer come back because we're creating special moments for them. And by creating really cool, unique arrangements, something that they can't get anywhere else, will make them actually come back to you. So here's one of the arrangements I've created. Obviously, it's autumn right now, and I took a fresh pumpkin, cut it in half, and just inserted, instead of foam, I actually inserted a glass cylinder. So the flowers stay fresher and longer with the water source. Now, what makes this truly unique is there's some really unique ingredients in this arrangement. First off, I have fresh marigolds, and you don't see those quite often. These are grown in my garden, but you can get them at your local wholesaler or importer. And I've inserted those, as well as some beautiful millet, and then accented it with a few of the pheasant feathers. And this just makes it truly, truly different than, you know, your average centerpiece for Thanksgiving with a pumpkin. Now, I've attached the actual top of the pumpkin with wood skewers, as you can see. Isn't that cool? So I've inserted the wood skewers in the top here, and then basically just slid it down into the arrangement. Now, I've also added a tropical foliage into this, and that's the Monstera leaf. The Monstera leaf has been trending for several years now, and it's a larger leaf, it's a larger foliage, and it's really, really beautiful. And it has a glossy texture to it, which plays off of all of the rustic, beautiful botanicals that we have in here. Now, something else to make this last even longer, I've added some really beautiful premium teddy bear sunflowers that I've added in there. Now, these are permanent, as you can see. You can bend them, place them anywhere, and they create beautiful focal points, and they last. You don't have to worry about them wilting or anything like that. But this arrangement, I absolutely love, and this is really what makes you really unique. And it also gives back to the customer as the art of customer service, because you're giving them something truly unique. Another design that we have for customer service is creating something that the actual customer can keep long term and that they can reuse. So this little arrangement, I have 3 little jars in here, little glass vases, that are in a chicken wire type basket, and they can be placed or inserted in. This has a little bit of foliage in it that's called Southern Smilax, we're here in the South, but you can actually order Southern Smilax at your local wholesaler. It's really beautiful. It's very different and unique. But the cool thing about these arrangements like this, and I'm gonna bring Heather over into the conversation about packaging and different ways of giving back to the customer and impressing them so that they actually will come back. So Heather, this is Heather Spees. We grew up together here in Perry. Hi Heather, how's it going?
Great, thank you.
Thank you for letting us be here in the Sugar Shop.
Absolutely, it's an honor to have you.
Yeah, thank you. So the Sugar Shop is actually named after Heather because her nickname is Sugar. So I think that's wonderful. And the shop, I invite you to come to Perry, Florida. Fly in from anywhere, come to the little downtown. We have all kinds of boutique, beautiful little shops, and Heather's is the destination. So you want to be able to come in. Heather, whenever someone would buy something like this, you would place that into a beautiful packaging and bag. And I have one of your bags because I wanted to show it how pretty that she goes the extra mile about packaging her beautiful wares. Now Heather sells home decor as well as clothing and candles and things like that. So Heather, she layers this beautiful tissue paper into the bag. And then we'll show you how this is done. So yeah, we'll place this in. And we'll tuck a few little tissues in there. And everyone knows she puts a little bow in there. She also includes her business card in the bottom. Everyone knows whenever someone has shopped at the Sugar Shop because they're carrying Heather's bags. Are there other things you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So in this instance, you have flowers and they smell, but another option to do would be to take a room spray, spray the tissue. That way they're associating a smell with your business.
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely.
Love that.
And then to recycle. So all of these bags are recyclable. And then you see throughout the town at baby showers, wedding showers, different places, they repurpose my bags, and that just enforces my branding so that someone associates that with me and then wants to come back and shop again.
I love that. So she has a personal fragrance that whenever you walk into the shop or whenever you smell the tissue or the bags, you know that it associates with the Sugar Shop. I love that. Thank you. So Heather, Heather also sells beautiful candles, and these are the Capri Blue candles. And right now it's pumpkin spice, right?
Pumpkin Dolce.
Dolce, that's right.
And our #1 signature is the volcano.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I love to burn them at home. Anything else, Heather? Oh, I did want to talk about this. So this is something Heather reaches out to all of her clients and customers that walk into the store, something that she has right next to
the cash wrap.
The cash wrap is a guest book. And so she has everyone, if you can see that, she has everyone sign in and they leave their phone number or their email address. And this is how Heather stays constantly in contact with them. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so not only do I want to capture their information here, I want to follow up. So whether it be with an email, their social media handle, we all know that is the way to market, but I don't want you to undervalue the significance of a thank you card. So if you can connect with a client and go that extra step to handwrite a letter, that's what sets me apart. I'm not the only boutique competing with big boxes like Amazon, things like that. I have to do things that make people want to shop with me, and not only that, at a higher price. People want to elevate, they want the customer service, and it's my responsibility to stay extremely consistent with that.
Absolutely, I love that. And I think that that's something that the viewers can take back to their shops and can start enforcing, because that that really creates a special moment and a connection with their customers, so that they'll keep coming back. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
I invite any of you all to follow along at HL Shug on Instagram.
Yeah, you can see Heather there. So beautiful packaging, that's important. Something else that's important is also beautiful ribbons. And I'm gonna show you a little bit. These are custom made ribbons. These are by D. Stevens. And I was just at Market last week and picked up a few of them because I knew I was gonna be using them in the show. But these truly set you apart. Now you can use those on the packaging like what Heather has, or you can use them in designs. And I have a really beautiful arrangement behind me. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is a metallic container by Accent Decor. It has elk horns on the side of it, and I grew these sunflowers and I dry them out for the autumn time, and I've used them in there. I've placed a small little pumpkin. Instead of foam, I've actually added a grid of wire on the top of this. This has also permanent hydrangeas and the beautiful cherry brandy roses in this, and then just some really large mums in there to add that deep, rich plum flavor and color in there. But look how beautiful this is, just to add a little bit of this really rich ribbon within the design itself. And these are so texturally beautiful. Tuck them in. I've finished off the edge of the ribbon, so it has a really pretty fishtail. And that's what makes us professional designers and artists, that we finish off everything and make sure that it's just perfect for the customer, that we're going the extra mile, because that's customer service. So I just think that that's beautiful. I also have a little bit of Southern Smilex in here, some fresh pine. It's okay to mix pine any time of the year because it's evergreen, but it doesn't just have to be used during the holiday time. It can be used anytime. So I have this in the autumnal look. I also had a little bit of fresh sycamore that I've added into this, just so it adds that fresh feel and autumn feel. And there's also some really beautiful grasses out of the sides here that elongate the arrangement. So this is perfect for a centerpiece for Thanksgiving. I'm going to place this right behind. Janet, do we have any questions?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Feel free to type in questions if you have any. Let's see. So these are fabulous marketplace containers from FTD. I wanted to show them, and I'm going to add a few little tricks and wicks to this. These are pumpkin peppers, and they grow on sticks like this, and pretty sure they're really just peppers that look like little pumpkins, but they're beautiful for this time of the year to add a different touch to your arrangements. They're kind of hard to cut with your knife, so I use a clipper. And the idea these days, arrangements are made now to be loose and airy and to have your eye dancing all through them. So there's lots of movement into this design because we have the feathers that are curled on the end to bring your eye back into it, and it rests down in the bottom here with the cherry brandy roses, and then a few of the really bright yellow mini callas, and a little bit of green foliage off the side, and then these really pretty purple grasses that grow. Now, at your wholesaler or your importer, now they're doing really cool boxes of mixed grasses during the autumn or winter time. And you can have these, and you can actually reuse them if you're doing party work. This sets you apart from just the everyday foliage that you use in your shop. So if you can do anything like that, sometimes minimalism is better, but allowing it to be larger and longer actually makes the arrangement look a lot larger than what it actually is. So
Jacob, we have.
Yep, I'm listening.
How do you get the pumpkin to remain where you place it without them slipping?
They're actually on the, are you talking about the branch pumpkins here?
Not sure.
Not to slip. So these guys are on actual stems and they're pretty sturdy. They're not moving anywhere. And then this one over here is, say that again, Janet?
It's the mini pumpkin. She was referring to the other mini pumpkin.
The mini pumpkin. So they're actually on branches, and you can imagine a pepper stem. They're pretty sturdy on the stem, so you know you have to cut peppers off of the stem because they're so strong. You don't really fully pick it, even though people say they pick a pepper. Really are cutting peppers, but these guys are actually on the stems themselves, and they're pretty strong. They'll actually kind of dry out if you allow them. You can turn them upside down and they'll turn a little harder because right now they're really fleshy and they kind of feel like little tomatoes, but they're really, really pretty.
She's thinking about the pumpkin in the other arrangement that you had in the metallic container.
Oh, so that one is also used. I have that with a few of the wood skewers as well, just placed and picked in there. You can use wood picks. I like to use wood skewers and place a few of them in there. They're a little sharper and a little thinner. But if you're using a wood pick, you know, sometimes those wick. So if you need them to wick into a stem or something like that, you can use wooden picks as well. So
okay.
the market containers, yeah,
then,
thanks for.
We have one more pumpkin question.
Okay.
How long do the pumpkins last like that?
These will last quite a while, almost a month actually. And if you turn them upside down, if you want to draw them out, obviously they'll last, you know, a couple of years if you really want them to. They'll actually seed out. You can break them apart and use the seeds if you want to grow them, which is pretty cool. Thank you for the questions, Janet.
Yep, thanks.
The marketplace containers, these are so pretty. These are the hammered gold at the bottom, and they're beautiful cylinders. Now, these are great for party work. You can reuse them. Obviously, these are a keepsake item if your customers receive them, and you can do beautiful hand ties in them or a really dramatic vase arrangement, but they're also really pretty candle holders, and you can place them along tables for party work or weddings and that sort of thing. So imagine if we had several of these down the center of a table and had candles in them. I just think that that would just be so, so pretty. So these are my designs in the FTD marketplace containers. Order these. They're really, really beautiful, and they're so high quality. They're very thick, and that's what you're looking for whenever you're buying cylinders, because some of those little thin ones, you know, they can break in transit, or the customer doesn't necessarily keep them. And these are keepsakes. Going to show you also a little trick with the pheasant feathers. You've seen them used in several of the designs. You can take these guys, and if you use a floral knife, this is super easy. Use the back end of the actual blade. You don't use the sharp end. So you take this and you can curl them, which is really pretty. And that's what creates the motion with the pheasant feathers. Now I like to take them and go back with my fingers, and this puts all of the feathers right back in order. So just like that, and down into the arrangement. Really, really pretty. Now you notice also in the pumpkin design over here, I have a few aspidistra leaves, and I'm sure you use these in everyday design, but I like to take these sometimes and flip them right in the middle, and you can pull this like so, and you can do that several times, and you just take this and it adds a really cool, unique touch to the arrangement, and that's what sets you apart. That's all in customer service, is making something that's really, really different and unique. We're going to add just a few more of these. Wrap this guy around here. They're really pretty. Something else, if you're offering planted plants and that sort of thing for sympathy or to go to the home anytime, I like to actually use a keepsake container and go get flowering plants. I love to do that as opposed to an everyday, let's say peace lily or corn plant or something like that that you're using. Make it truly unique. That's going to make the customer come back to you because they know that they're going to get something that no one else is going to get, and it's customized. Customizing anything is going to stand apart from your competition. So here is the planter that I have. We're going to take these little feathers, put those over there. This has fresh mustard. All of these are planted within this metal container. Obviously, the person, you can put a little card on here and tell them to place this out on their front porch, how to water it, how to take care of it. You can include a little bag of fertilizer, any of that, or care tips for any of these beautiful plants. But this has a really, really pretty marigold in it, and then also some petunias. All of these things right now are for the autumn season, and they're going to grow. The mustard is going to grow massive. Not sure if any of you guys have ever seen these before, but these are called the giant red mustard, and they get really, really big. So the size of this marigold right here, this mustard will be this big. So I love these. But to make it extra special, we have all of these little pumpkins. We're going to place them. I've taken a grapevine wreath, 24-inch grapevine wreath, and just placed over the container to kind of create like a nest feel. And then we're going to place the pumpkins in, down in the bottom there. How gorgeous would this be out on someone's porch or as a gift for a housewarming, something like that. And you create your custom logo and have on a little name tag here so that whenever whoever has this on their porch or in their home or anywhere, if they're giving it as a gift, they know where they can come and get something like this again. So I'm placing all these little pumpkins in here, and this is so pretty. Let's see. You can see them. They're all in the bottom here, and it's kind of nested all around and keeping them in. Really, really pretty. And this is so unique and so different. This is a hammered gold metallic container, really heavy, really pretty, truly different. And this is going to step apart you from your competition. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope. You know what? Let's upgrade this, because that's what we do whenever we have great customer service. We're always asking the customer, would they like to step it up a notch? Like, obviously they can see this in your shop or see this on your front porch or in your garden center if you have one of those at your shop. But to make it super special, not only have we added the pumpkins, I'm looking for my knife. I can't find it. Not only have we added the pumpkins, but we're going to add a little drama to the center of this. So we have really pretty fresh grasses. I told you you can order these from your wholesaler. And pampas grass is still super popular right now for events and weddings. But these are actually fresh grasses and they will dry. You can keep them year after year. I'm gonna add these in. A little different. And then we'll take a little bit of that really pretty D. Stevens custom ribbon. And Perry, Florida, which where we're coming live from, is actually the pine tree capital of the South. And so I picked this one out, this ribbon. It has really pretty pine cones and fresh pine on it with a little bit of glitter. So it adds a little bit of bling and sparkle to it. And we'll take this and we'll just tuck this right into the bottom there. So it's really pretty. Just a few loops, that's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be a huge bow or extravagant, just a little touch to customize it. But I think this is really pretty and the grasses just make it super dramatic. I hope you like. And now, oh, there's my knife. Don't you ever, as all florists do, we all lose our knives all the time sometimes. And Smithers Oasis makes beautiful knives that you can purchase. I like to use them because they're super sharp and they cut flowers perfectly, but they're in bright colors. This one is in blue. Normally they're bright yellow, so that if you drop them down in a bucket of water or you lose them in your greens on your table and that sort of thing, you can actually see them. So something else that sets you apart from your competition and shows really great customer service is having premium flowers or premium permanent botanicals. These are gorgeous permanent botanicals, and these are the real touch, real feel permanent botanicals. These roses, when you touch them, they actually feel like a fresh rose, and they're gorgeous. These came from Windward, and I just placed probably 3 dozen of these roses in here in a hand-tied bouquet, and then plugged in just a couple of the autumn branches and picks into it, so it adds that autumnal feel. And it's also in a really gorgeous urn, glass urn with a lip on the top of it, and it just holds it really pretty. There's also a couple little grasses in here that are permanent as well to add a little bit of movement and flow to the arrangement. It has a little bit of like corn husk in there, so it adds the autumn feel. But this is what sets you apart, something like this, just truly unique. That's whenever your customers are coming into your shop, they want to see something that's totally different. And these designs, they're all created not as just a normal everyday roundy moundy or a vertical or horizontal design. These are all crescents, or they're flowing naturally, or allowing the grass to sing. Place those things in your designs. It's going to really set you apart and give the customer a different experience. And the recipient, totally a wow experience. People see those arrangements at people's homes and they ask, where did you get that? Or who sent that to you? That's important. So I love that. Totally cool. This is my final design. This one's really large. As you can see, we always finish with something that's over the top and big, and you can see how big it is, pretty large. Are there any questions that you have about any of the designs or anything about customer service that you'd like to ask?
I don't see anything right now. All right. Are we ready for the final questions then, Jacob?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. That was amazing. That was a lot of information. I just, it's especially, I think, a good timing as we're starting to near the holiday season, things like that. So, customer service is a very important way that we need to distinguish ourselves from the customer, from the big box stores, from all those other gifting ideas and things like that. So really important. Yeah, so open for any final questions. I see a couple of questions coming in. And just type those in that question box on the upper right side of your screen. We do have a couple that it's stunning. They loved your stuff. They loved that last piece that came up, was great.
Thank you.
They do have one of the questions. We have had a couple of people ask about Halloween florals. Do you have any suggestions maybe for like a small party for Halloween?
Yeah, so you can order holly, or if you have a holly bush outside, I love to take holly and actually make little bats out of them. You can take the leaves, paint them black, and connect them together. You can wire them or glue them together. You can use the Smithers Oasis floral adhesive, glue them together, and it creates little bat wings, and they're perfect to add to branches and things like that. You can also take a little bit of glue and create spider webs, or you can buy one of those bags of the white spider webs here in the Halloween section, add that to your arrangement, stretch it over a pumpkin, really, really pretty. Anything like that. You can paint the monstera foliage black, or even glitter them in black, purple, or the bright orange, and it really just steps it up a notch.
All right, they love your bat idea. We even got a squeal. We got a squeal. They're excited. And we do have another question. Beth said, "Can you show the first pumpkin that you did?" Because she was a couple minutes late, and she loves all your stuff. Great designs.
This guy, right?
Yep.
Really pretty. This is the one that's in the fresh pumpkin, and what I did was cut the top off of it and hollow it out. And there's a clear glass cylinder just inserted into the base of it instead of using foam. This will keep your arrangement a lot fresher because it's straight direct water right into it. I've added a little bit of aluminum wire in there, or you can use a little bit of chicken wire, or even some curly willow as the armature to keep your flowers in. And this just has, for the focal points in this, it has the permanent teddy bear sunflowers in it that just lasts forever. So really cool design, and this has the pheasant feathers out of the top of it.
Okay, two things. One, she thought there was another one that was at the beginning, but was that at the beginning one? But also there's a question about how long does that pumpkin last? How long will that stay fresh for your, can you water it?
Yeah, pumpkins will last about a month. They last quite a long time. You can pop the flowers in and out of them as long as you keep fresh flowers in it or fresh water in it. But the grasses and everything will dry, and even some of the foliage will dry or even stay dark green. So especially the monstera, lasts forever. And the pumpkin lid on this is actually just wood skewered into the side of this, so it just pops on and off. And I don't know, I've had these things last for quite a long time.
All right, fantastic. Beth, if that wasn't the one that you were thinking, you'll get a follow-up email, and it will have a link to the recording, so you'll be able to start from the beginning and see everything that Jacob's showed us and talked about. So no worries with that.
You might have been thinking about this one, which is probably my favorite. It has a little pumpkin in the top of it here, and I grew the sunflowers and dried them out. sunflowers are the easiest flowers to grow, and you can sling them into a pot. I keep these during the autumn, and then I seed them out for the spring and replant them. So one little pad of these sunflowers will give you probably 100 plants. So they go a long ways. And I buy the really large mammoth sunflowers. So I use these in my designs, and I just think they're so pretty. And it adds that natural dried flower appeal, which is so popular right now. Adding a little bit of dried and the grasses in really sets it apart from your other competitors.
Great. We've got a great comment. They love the flow and the texture of that design.
So pretty.
And can you tell us the name of the large leaf that's in there?
Oh, this is sycamore. So I have a few sycamore trees, and you can actually buy preserved sycamore, and it looks identical to this. You can also buy fresh sycamore. It's a little bit more expensive, but I have a tree, so I cut it. And don't be afraid to go out there and cut some of your foliage out in your yard or someone else's yard, or in landscaping. It just adds a different touch to your arrangements. It just stands out much differently than your competitors.
Awesome. All right. I don't see any other questions right now. We do want to invite everybody, Jacob, to what?
Yep. December 6th, I'll be right back here, and you'll get an invite to that. You'll see it on the FTD Mercury Network Facebook page, or you'll actually get an email about it. But I'm actually showing merchandising. I'm going to feature another shop here in Perry, Florida called Little Interiors, and it's also one of my friend's shops, and it's a beautiful home interior store. And I'm going to show you how beautiful that they merchandise their shop.
Fantastic. Yes, they'll get a follow-up email with a link, a special link to sign up and register for the Jacob's next virtual design show on December 6th. It does look, I don't see any more questions, so we just want to thank everyone for joining us today. I know everybody's time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending it with us. A recording of this session will be available on demand on the FTD Mercury Network Florist YouTube channel. And for more education programming from FTD, visit ftdi.com to register for upcoming free webinars and design shows, as well as to view past education programs on demand. Thanks everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.